What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so recently I got a question from one of my subscribers, and it pertains to Jay Williams. Of course, we all know Jay Williams is a former NBA player, had a very, very brief career in the NBA that was tragically ended by a serious motorcycle accident. But since then, he's rebounded and has developed a career as a very successful on-air sports analyst with ESPN. But the subscriber wanted me to give my opinion on what I think would have happened with Jay Williams had he not gotten hurt. Now, the thing is, I just did a video talking about that last month. So this has been so recent since I did a video talking about that, I thought maybe I would come at it from a different angle, talking about maybe from a team perspective, right? Now, the 2002-2003 Chicago Bulls only went 30-52. But, you know, a lot of that had to do with youth, inexperience, and lack of team cohesion. Maybe that's the right term to use. Let me see. This is the roster from that year. Jay Williams, Jamal Crawford, Eddie Curry, Tyson Chandler, Roger Mason, Eddie Robinson, Jalen Rose, Marcus Fizer, Trenton Hassel, Lonnie Baxter, Corey Blunt, Rick Brunson, who of course is the father of Jalen Brunson, who plays for the Knicks now. Fred Hoiberg, Donnell Marshall, the same Donnell Marshall that 4 years later will be playing with LeBron James on that NBA Finals run Cavaliers team. And Dalibor Bogaric. I don't even remember him. Dalibor Bogaric. It was Bogaric. Now, that's not a bad team. It's not a bad team at all. The problem is, they were called the Baby Bulls for a reason. They were very, very young, and, that team was known or rumored for its lack of discipline. You know what I'm saying? Guys not taking the game seriously. Guys not putting forth the best effort. Dudes getting high before games. Dudes getting high, all the damn time. And of this team, the only ones that have decent careers, in my opinion, were Jamal Crawford, Tyson Chandler, and Jalen Rose. Now look, if Jay Williams doesn't get hurt, is he going to be the second coming of Derrick Rose? I don't think so. I thought he was a little bit too inconsistent. And while I do know that players can get better, shoot from outside, because that happened with Derrick Rose. I don't know if Jay Williams would have ever been like a sharpshooter. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he would have became a good outside shooter. But he wasn't nearly the finisher, in my opinion, that Derrick Rose was in his prime, or the player, the consistency. So, at best, I see Jay Williams as a guy. In my opinion, in that era, I see him at best as a guy that could average maybe 15 and 7. Literally, that's what I in that era now. Now today, he might could have averaged 20 and 9 or 22 and 9. It's just so much easier to score now. But in that era, I would give him 15 and 7. Maybe I'm wrong, and he would have been an all-star. But that's just what I got from watching him. But I think they'd have been marginally better. over the next couple of years. But this is the biggie, and this is something that I wasn't thinking about the last time I did a video talking about Jay Williams. Had he not gotten hurt, actually, I did allude to this. Had he not gotten hurt, which came right before the draft, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was that most I said was maybe a weeks before the draft in 2003. Had that not happened, the Bulls wouldn't have went after Kirk Hinrich, because essentially Kirk Hinrich was a replacement for Jay Williams. Now, Kirk Hinrich was a good player, but had Jay Williams not got hurt, the Bulls probably, or possibly at least, would have gone higher in the draft, and maybe gone after somebody like Chris Bosh, or I don't know about Wade, but definitely a guy like Chris Bosh. So that could have changed the franchise, you know what I'm saying? Getting a guy like Chris Bosh aboard, and then maybe something could have happened. I still don't see Chris Bosh as a championship player, but he definitely would improve your team. But I just don't know. I don't really feel too highly on the Baby Bull era. I don't think the potential was there for a championship. I do think the potential was there maybe for a couple of playoff runs, first round exits. That's what I see with this team at best. I think they were just too young, too inexperienced, and I don't see that core holding together long enough to do something 4 or 5 years later. They're just at that point in time, you start seeing players leave more frequently like we do today. So that's just my opinion, at least. But tell me what you guys think.